Hi, I'm Jude from Headphone.org, and on this episode of Headphone TV, we have a special guest today. I think a lot of you recognize him, the CEO of V-Moda, Val Kolton. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Jude. Glad to be here in Detroit.
Oh, well, what else brings you to Detroit but new products? That seems to be when you come out. And either when we're testing them or releasing them.
Yeah.
All right, so today you're actually releasing them.
Yes.
Or you're soon.
Yes.
All right, so right now let's focus on this one. This is the new V-Moda Crossfade II Wireless.
Yeah.
Now, I was really surprised by this one. You told me about it for a long time, but I hadn't had a chance to hear it until a couple months ago at CES 2017. And when I sat down with it, you know, I've been asking you for what? Okay, so they have a couple of headphones that are quite popular in the Headphone community, the M80 and the XS.
And the M100.
And the M100. But the M80 and the XS probably the ones that have the most linear frequency response in terms of the closest thing to neutral that you guys have done. And I've been asking him for something like that, but wireless and full size.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. I didn't expect that you'd come out with something that I actually liked more than what I asked for.
Yeah.
So to me, this is now probably your most audiophile friendly headphone.
Yeah.
And it's cool because it's wireless.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds to me like a fundamentally new headphone. This doesn't sound to me like something that's like a remix or a redo of existing headphones despite its familiar appearance. It sounds to me like a new headphone.
Yeah. So I think it's a leap forward in speaker driver design. And our goal was to make it have that high-res audio Japan Audio Society certification. And we incorporated a new CCAW coil that was made in Japan that gives it that ultra-high extension and sparkle and much faster response.
So it is a new driver altogether.
Well, a lot of new materials, but and a lot of fine-tuning of the driver. But it's definitely fundamentally a new core for the V-Moda over-ear series.
Yeah, because it does not sound to me like your previous headphones. Mm-hmm. But it still has, in terms of tonal balance, there's still some nice bass weight, which is good, nice strong bass presence. But it really is, I mean, even versus something like, I was comparing it earlier to the P7 wireless from Bowers & Wilkins, which I really like. I enjoy that headphone a lot. But this was actually probably cleaner into the lower mids, which I was actually really happy about. This is probably, again, your most audiophile friendly headphone.
Yeah, when we finally found the perfect combination of the new driver and the new cushions, which I tested hundreds of, and literally spent my whole summer testing cushions to match it with the driver because we fundamentally, like you said, it's a fundamentally new driver. So we also had to match the cushion for it. And when we finally found that right combination, it was really a eureka moment, and we're really excited about it, that we really broke through to a next generation.
And I would have been happy if you would have done, again, I'm happier now, but I would have been happy with an M80 sound, full size, even using your old pads, your old full-size pads. These are actually different pads as well, because this is more comfortable than the M100 or any previous Crossfade.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how much emphasis you placed on comfort versus sound, or if it was both. But there, at least on my head, there's no question that's a more comfortable pad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more comfortable. We listen to the community. A lot of our community loves the XL cushions, which took us a long time to develop, and that we built for the headphone community. And that took us a long time to fine-tune it because we really want to have the greatest sound for the greatest amount of people. But I really want to take this one to even be much more comfortable. And so that we call this one the new large size. And it has a different type of memory foam in it that's much more plush.
Right.
And you can feel it right away on your head. It's just something that you really want to wear for a long time. I mean, sound is first. However, comfort is almost neck and neck, because without good comfort or great comfort now, you won't listen to it as long. So it really is another breakthrough in comfort.
Well, I think you've done a really, and I know how much, now, even though I wasn't part of really the beta testing program for this. What up with that? But anyways, but all kidding aside, with the M100, you'd come here. I know how much emphasis you place on pads. I remember you made a special trip here once just to test pads.
Yeah.
He came here with like a dozen different pads. I don't remember exactly how many it was. They were numbered because some of them you couldn't tell them apart.
Yeah.
And they sounded different.
Yeah.
And we had a teleconference with the remote location, the engineers, to talk about what we were hearing with the different pads. Now, I didn't get to participate in that this time, but did as much emphasis go into tuning with the pads as before?
More so than ever, because to get this new ultra soft material, it was a unique stitching and different shape than our traditional cushions were. So I literally took 2 months and spent every weekend day. I didn't leave the hotel, just testing many varieties. I mean, this time it was hundreds, and it really paid off at the end. I almost gave up at one point, but I really wanted to have that perfect sound, and I really think that we achieved it with just the just the perfect amount of fine tuning on every little detail of the cushion.
It's a really nice tonal balance. It images well for wireless. You're striking it's a challenging balance because I know your audience isn't entirely audiophile, yet the audiophiles dig you.
Yeah.
And I think, again, this one will probably be the favorite of the V-Modas with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's wireless. But let's talk about its wired performance.
Exactly.
Because you can use it wired as well. Because my guess is this probably going to be, or at least as far as you're willing to talk, this is probably going to be the replacement to this is your full-size headphone now, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I mean, essentially right now we're focusing on always pushing the bar higher on our analog headphones, and we test it only with the analog mode and wired mode only, with no electronics, no DSP, no EQing, and then we just try to make the best analog headphone that just happens to have a Bluetooth mode for convenience. And I think we have to really take this approach nowadays, so that this way the audiophiles that use amplifiers, the DJs and musicians, the gamers that need zero latency and want to use a cable can use the V-Moda. But then, when you're on the go and you have an iPhone 7 when you're on the go and you don't have a cable and you want that convenience, you can use it in Bluetooth mode. So I really think it's the best of both worlds, and that and our headphones don't require any batteries. No artificial processing when they're in analog mode.
Right. So just to be clear, we've talked about this privately. Some headphones that have an active circuit, because obviously if it's a wireless headphone, it has to have an active circuit at some point. A lot of these headphones, when you turn them on versus wired use, they actually sound different.
Yeah.
But you do tune acoustically, I know that. And I know the answer to the question I'm going to ask you, but just for the sake of discussion, can people expect a similar signature between corded mode and wireless mode?
Yeah. So I mean, they should have virtually, obviously there's going to be slight differences just from the Bluetooth, but they should have virtually identical sound. Like I said, no EQing, no processing. We're just using it in wireless mode, so it's really up to the limitations of the codec and the kilobits per second, which also depends on your source device and the files that you're listening to.
All right, well, good. I think that's the answer a lot of the headfires would want to hear.
So virtually nothing.
All right, good. No, I know the answer to the question. It's the tuning is for all intents and purposes the same between the two. Because there's really no tuning per se.
We don't.
It was done acoustically.
Yeah, it was tuned all acoustic. Then we just put on it just uses the Bluetooth mode, and that's it.
Yeah, for something that doesn't actively noise cancel. And to be clear, this doesn't have any active noise cancellation or anything like that. For any headphone, I think a wireless headphone that doesn't actively noise cancel, that's the way to do it.
Exactly.
All right, well, cool. So now, when is it going to be available, and what should we know about colorways, things like that?
Yeah, well, it's going to be available right now as soon as the video airs.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And the colorways, we have 3 exciting new colors. So we'll start first, we have the matte black, which we kind of took from the old matte black series, which is amazing and just very, very minimalism, but still beautiful. But one of the new colors we introduced is a matte white. And this is really cool because the sides are completely matte white. And then it has a really ultra bright, it's a much more brighter white than before.
Yeah. Actually it's a lot whiter than the last. Actually, this matches a lot better with the cup than it did in the past in white. So I like that. Yeah,
so it's a really clean look. It's really beautiful. And then last but not least is my favorite, the new rose gold model, which is really classy. It has some gold, but it's not overdone, right? It's just the amount to be, to just add a little flair, but it's amazing. And the rose gold model actually they all feature the Qualcomm chipsets for the highest quality, but the rose gold model, due to HeadFi, the forums we saw that some people wanted the aptX codec. So the rose gold model actually has the aptX codec built into it.
All right, so if you want aptX, the rose gold model has it.
Yeah.
All right. So what's pricing for these?
The pricing will be $330 for the white and black and $350 for the rose gold.
Okay, so $330 for the matte black and then the matte white. And I'm sorry, how much for that one?
$350.
All right, and that'll get you aptX as well.
Yeah, and what's really cool also is something that we discovered, which is one of the reasons why we added aptX, was that MacBooks and Mac OS support aptX. It's a little known feature. So all you have to do is there's an Easter egg in the Mac OS. You just, on the menu bar, hold down the option, first hold down option, and then click your Bluetooth icon, and it'll actually show you what codec's playing.
Yeah.
So it'll show you aptX or SBC or whatnot. And
yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, so it's really cool for people to discover that.
And because, currently iPhones don't support aptX, a lot of people don't realize that the MacBooks, certainly the modern ones, I think maybe after 2012 or thereabouts, anyways, all the modern MacBooks do.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that does pair with the aptX, and you can check it out on your own MacBook. He just told you how. So this is exciting stuff, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoy these headphones. I've been using the matte white one. I really love the color, and I didn't have the rose gold one yet, so haven't had a chance to really test that with aptX devices. So I'm going to be curious to see what kind of performance gains maybe I'll get with that. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Val, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and please check back on the forums. I'll be answering some questions in the Crossfade II Wireless forums. So again, these add the same versatility as all of our previous models, same customization options. You can use it with the Boom Pro, and again, thanks for having us.
So you're going to be back on the forums?
I'm going to be back.
Because we haven't seen you in a while. I was about to send out missing persons.
I'm blocking off time on my weekly schedule now.
All right, cool.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks, Jude.
All right.
Thanks, Headfires.